Another pretty good practice today. It's all about competition. I think our guys are out there competing, and it's good to see some of these young guys make a few plays. So go ahead, fire away.
How encouraged are you by the cornerback position as a whole?
Well, I think I've obviously seen progress from where we were at this point last year to where we are right now. I'm really anxious and excited about getting into game situations and see how these guys respond under the lights. I think there's been progress, but yet, I think we gotta temper our emotions a little bit and wait and see how we go out and perform underneath the lights.
How much do you weigh just the preseason games, just in general, for evaluating?
Well, look, it's the most important thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what we do. We go out and play games. So, I would say it's important for all these guys to go out and compete and perform well in the preseason games.
How much easier is it for you, without Marshawn Lattimore on the field and cornerbacks who've been in the system already? Is it easier for them to adjust, or is it easier for you to adjust what you want them to do without Lattimore on the field?
Look, I think obviously when you have a familiarity with your players, I think that helps you. There's obviously a learning process that these guys got to learn how I call a game and how I respond in different situations, and I got to do the same with them. So it's always a constantly changing process. Look, a lot of times you go into a game and you have a certain game plan, and if things work well, you keep doing the things that you're doing, and if they're not, then you have to be able to make adjustments.
Dennis, looking at Kenny Golladay, it seems like when you send him on a pass rush that he's getting there pretty fast. Has his experience helped him, knowing about angles and everything? Because I feel like he's getting after the quarterback back there and rushing the pass.
Well, yeah, and Bobby, I think that really gets back to, what do your guys really do well? I think that's one of the things that Kenny really does well. I think he's a good pressure player, and so us being able to find opportunities where, we can send him on a rush because he's a fast and explosive player, and he'll go back there with a reckless, kind of a disregard for his body, and so that's a good thing. So yeah, I think his experience helps him in that regard, but I think more than anything, just his mindset, and the type of player he is allows him to be successful in those situations.
What's your impression of Alex Singleton been so far?
I think Alex is really smart. I think he's an instinctive player. I think he's got good coverage skills as a linebacker. I like his length as a linebacker. Because a lot of times you'll see these guys in contested situations down the field, but yet with a lack of length, sometimes it's hard to be able to make the play at the end of the day. So I'd say he's probably a little bit further along in pass coverage, and he still has some things to improve in the run game, but I like his progress so far.
What about Mitchell NOLA? He spent time here last year, and he seems to be flashing out here. So how encouraged are you with him, and what have you seen so far?
Well, encouraged. He's a guy that we brought in last year as an undrafted free agent. We liked some of the things that we had seen out of him. He had a little bit of an injury history. Came in with a foot issue and wasn't able to, really compete with us last year. So it's been nice to have him out here. We've kind of worked him at defensive end a little bit. We've kind of moved him a little bit more inside the defensive tackle. I think he's got, again, some of that length that helps you as an interior rusher. I think run game wise is where he's got to kind of bulk up a little bit, and play in the inside. But I think there's been some good things.